Hey, good morning, everyone. This is Richard Borston with Gravel Driveway Recovery. We've got a driveway that we're fixing today. Surprise, surprise. And it's one that really needed some help with crowning. So you can see we're bringing in some 2-inch, bringing in some crush, we're rolling, we're raking, we're doing it all. And we're going to bring you along with us so that you can hopefully enjoy the ride and maybe see how you can apply some of the things we're doing to something that you may need to do in the future. This driveway has gotten torn up a few different ways from both crosswater that's been coming along. We got that fixed up with a new culvert, but it also has just been flat, and it really needed some crown in order to have the water move to the sides. Additionally, they wanted us to put in some additional parking so they could turn around, pull out when they were pulling out of their driveway there. So that's what we're doing here, getting everything ready to go, prepping the ground so that we can then bring in the gravel. You can see my son Joey here working that bucket. He loves the bucket and is actually really good at it too, so we're happy when he gets in the machine and gets to work. So here we're just doing some grading, getting everything situated just the way we need it in order to be able to bring in the material and then do some finished grading on the material. This spot in particular was a little tricky. There's roots, some rock. The exchange was a little tricky. It was hard to see in the video, but the way that the slope came in and we needed to match up into the driveway was not entirely straightforward, so we had to take advantage of our tilt bucket in order to get it where we wanted it to go. And as always, we roll after we do our first grading. We want to make sure everything's just the way we want it. We don't want things settling afterwards and being surprised by how it settles. So before we lay any new material down, we roll it so that we know what we're dealing with and how everything's going to be once we get that new material on. You may have caught that my little man was joining us today. That's Richie, and I'll tell you what, if I said yes, he would be at every job that we do. He loves working with us, loves working with his dad and his brother, and but he's a little young to be here every day. But when the time's right and the job's right, we will let him join us and get some work done, earn a little money along the way. He does get paid. And hey, here we got that 2-inch that we're bringing in. This 2-inch is, if you've watched some of my other videos, this 2-inch is super helpful for shaping a pitch or in this case, a crown that we're needing to add into this area. And as you can see there, sometimes we have them dump, sometimes we have them spread. It really just depends on what the situation is. Where this turnout was, it just didn't make sense to have the truck turn up and try to spread it. It's just way easier if we just have them dump and let Joey work his magic. And as always, we roll it so that, again, we can get good compaction. And as for each lift, we want to have a strong compaction so that as we build up, we know that we're compacting each layer and we've got an overall well compacted driveway. Additionally, if we don't compact this when the trucks come in and they go to spread, it'll just tear things up. So it's always better for us to compact, especially the 2-inch, and get it ready to go. You can see we can actually get it pretty dang smooth.
That is powder.
Here we just had him dump a little, give us a little in that turnout, and then he's go ahead and spread it out on the rest of the way. You'll notice that he doesn't get it all the way out to the edge there. That's no big deal. We'll just rake it out, and sometimes, like you can see, the gravel just doesn't want to cooperate. This particular gravel was being clumpy and wasn't wanting to come out quick. Additionally, sometimes they don't get that bucket up, the bed up fast enough. But you can see in that case, up there it went. Those chunks were a little rough, but it's no big deal. They actually just smash right out. They just disappear once we get on the bucket on them. But they do sometimes cause a little problem when it is gate spreading. So you can see here we're running one right down the middle. You can notice that crown is really starting to take form here and is giving us a nice crown that's going to move the water off to the sides. It was a little strong, so we'll even it out, and we're just putting those finishing touches on that entrance. One of the things that Joey's figured out along the way is that it's really good to get the material spread out first and then do the finished grading once you know you've got all the coverage you need. And here's Joey just putting that finishing grading, getting it just the way that you need. And you could see how we need to match up that grade with the turnout. And so having that two come together and letting that water move was a little tricky, but we got it figured out. And as always, you don't see us doing a lot. We don't show a lot of video of us raking, but raking is an important part. Believe me, we don't do all of this just by machine. And that's because sometimes it's just faster for us to get on the rake, pull it out to the edges, put it into a specific spot, get a little low spot filled in, rather than that's just a spot there and not a whole area. And it's just quicker for us to push the material in or move it around with the rake than it is with the machine. So we do a lot of both, but raking is definitely a very important part of what we do. Lets us get those fine details that allow us to have it look and function just the way that we need it to. Here's our final roll. This is the roll that I will often do. Lets me give a final look at how everything has come together. Make sure that it is just the way we want it. Consider it a final quality control, if you will. And there it's a great shot of, you can see the difference between what it looks like when we compact it as opposed to it not being compacted. Even though that left side has been bucket spread and it's been back spread, and it, a lot of people will just walk away with it like that. That's not good enough for us, because that doesn't build in the durability and the ability to resist, allow the water to move and not have it get push the gravel around as much when we compact it. So it makes it less penetrable, although of course gravel is porous. The water will go through it, and that's a good thing. It's good that the water can soak through. It's going to let less of the water run across the surface, which can tear things up. But when you structure it the way that we've structured it, and then you compact it the way we compact it, that's how we create a hard, durable surface that you don't have to mess with anymore. Now, since we've gotten this machine, we've actually moved onto a dedicated roller. Although this attachment still comes in really handy, especially in low-profile areas where we've got to sneak under carports, etc. This can be really handy, whereas with the dedicated roller, it's tall and we can't get under things. And there you go. That's how it ended up looking. So a nice crown. The water that any water that gets trapped on the right is going to flow in through that culvert that you see right there. And we've got everything matched up. We've got pitch coming from that right side down, so it will slope and the water will run down to the left there. And then we got it matched up with the asphalt at the end. And there you go. Well, hope you enjoyed it, and God bless.